Everyone, welcome Beth to the show. Now, Beth sits here accused of a handful of emotional crimes against her boyfriend, Daniel. You see, not only does Daniel claim Beth has actually cheated on him with over 20 men, he is now convinced that their 8-month-old son, Daniel Jr., is not his biological child. What?
Beth is nothing but a low-down lying cheater. I know she was out there whoring around. And that's why I'm sure I'm not Daniel Jr.'s father. That kid was born with a cone head. I got a perfectly round head. Give me a break! I've seen the text messages from her friend telling her to cheat on me. And that's just what she did. And that's why we're in this situation today. I'm tired of the stress and I'm tired of the drama. If this DNA test proves I'm not the father, Beth can kiss my ass.
What do you think about that?
That makes me so mad.
You hear this all the time?
I hear it all the time.
Right.
Constant.
20 different guys you've been messing with.
I guess so.
Was there a time in your life where you were a little wild or not?
No, he has no reason to believe that I cheated on him ever.
Who are all these men he thinks that you're messing with?
He thinks that I'm messing with his family, my own family,
Oh, really?
my friends, random people walking down the road, anybody and everybody.
How long have you all been together?
3 years.
So you get pregnant, you tell him?
Yep.
Happy?
He was shocked. He was shocked at first, and then after a couple of weeks, it came the denial. It's not your kid.
So what was his reaction when you gave birth?
When we had the baby, it came out with a cone head, like normal babies come out with a cone head. And it came out with dark hair.
Dark hair.
Dark hair, and
Oh,
it's
that'll
not
do
his.
it, right.
Yep.
And a month after you gave birth, what happened?
He broke up. He left.
Oh, he left.
He just left. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're not the only one upset at him, right?
No, his family, my
His
whole
whole
family,
family.
everybody's upset with him.
His family.
His family.
Right.
His cousin Crystal's here with me today.
His cousin.
Yeah.
So Crystal is here. She's furious at her own cousin, and we're going to hear from her in a bit. Why else does he deny your son?
Because me and my friend got pregnant at the same time, he thinks in his head that we somehow planned to get pregnant at the same time.
Right. With other guys.
Yes, with other guys,
And
random
the fact
guys.
that I don't know if your friend knows who the father of her child is.
No, she does not.
She does not.
No.
And because of that,
That means that I don't know either.
do they have a good relationship, Daniel Jr. and Daniel?
I mean, he's around, but he's not there.
Not emotionally.
No, not emotionally. Junior, when he comes home from work, Junior's usually kicking and yelling, wanting his dad's attention, and his dad will just walk right past him and not pay any attention to him whatsoever.
Okay. So now that Daniel Jr. is a little older, you think they look alike?
Look at that. I mean, come on. Come on. Do I really have to point it out? The eyes, the nose, the mouth. Come on.
Now, recently, I mean, you discovered something that made the situation even worse.
I am 3 months pregnant with his child again.
And guess what? He has the same attitude here
Same attitude.
that he had with Daniel Jr.
Same attitude.
Well, you think if you prove that he's the father of Daniel Jr., he will give this up about the child you're carrying?
I sure hope so. He needs to step up.
All right. Everybody, here's Daniel. Daniel, come on out. Wait a second, let's get this straight. This woman here has been messing around with 20 men.
Pretty sure she was out there with her friend when they were all out just running around. 'Cause she's been out there hanging out like how many other guys a night, and you just take off with her and you're not out seeing another guy?
Why'd you all get back together then if you think
I mean,
she's...
I don't know. I mean, they kind of hope the kid's mine. I mean, want to be there, we just want to get all this headache
You want to be
taken
the
care
father
of.
of that child?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I just want all this go away. I mean,
Are
Really?
you sure? Because you keep denying him. You've done it since day one.
well, when you run off with your friend and get pregnant at the same
I don't run off
time.
with my friend. When you start acting a fool, I walk away from the situation.
Ignore me for days at a time. Just take off with her,
Ignoring
hang
you,
out with
you block
exes
me
and
on
all that.
Facebook. You won't text me back. You know I don't have a phone. Who broke my phone?
The right after you broke mine.
Nobody in your family thinks that you're not that kid's father.
I know. I mean, it's just pretty ironic. I mean, she's out with her friend and gets
Your
pregnant at
whole
the same
family,
time.
Daniel. Come on.
All this.
You're not just hurting him. You're hurting your whole family, taking him away. Everybody. It's not about you. You have a child.
Why do I get the feeling that you're accusing her of cheating? It's because you've been the cheater all along.
No? Come on, Daniel.
Well, every time I went and messed around with another girls, every time you were taking off for weeks at a
That
time,
doesn't
ignoring
mean that
me.
you can go cheat on me. Was I cheating
What were
on
you
you?
doing? I don't know.
You don't know. I
You're
still
hanging out
was
with your
faithful to
whole
you. I was still faithful. I was at home taking care of our son, and guess what you were doing?
Okay.
As I understand it, when you were at the hospital when she gave birth and the baby came out, and you were worried about the way the head of the baby is?
So it's more like the hair and the color at first and all that. And
Not
then
only
everything
that,
else
he
I've been
was
thinking
out in
about.
the
You don't think
parking
you
lot
look like that
drinking
child?
and smoking
Well,
as
when he was
many
born, not really,
cigarettes as
no.
he could.
At the hospital, you wanted a DNA test. What did the
Questioned
nurses
it.
say?
Oh, they all thought I was crazy, but I questioned it
They
at first
thought you were
because
nuts.
the fact that she kept taking off for weeks at a time, ignoring me.
Is she carrying your child right now?
I mean, I hope so.
Yes, Daniel.
Why do you doubt that?
Any reason. What do I do all day?
Well,
I
no,
sit at
I'll tell you
home.
what. I'll tell you
I don't
what
know
you
how
do all
many
day. You sleep with his family members.
Oh.
You sleep with your family members.
How sick is that? How sick do you gotta be to think that?
Well, maybe.
Daniel, you think you look like that child right now?
Don't tell me you don't. Look, come over here and look. Look at him. Look at those eyes. Come on. Look at the mouth. Look at the nose. How can you even deny him?
Hold on. Did you name your son?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I did.
Somebody who you don't think is your child,
Why
you
would
named
name
him after
Daniel
you.
Jr.?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to feel the way it's all been.
So Daniel accuses Beth of cheating, I don't know, half the world. Who knows?
Probably
And is
sleeping with
convinced
half
that
the
Daniel Jr. is
audience.
not his child. And Daniel's cousin Crystal has been backstage, and she's furious with him. Here's Crystal. Hi, Crystal.
You need to stop. You need to stop. You
Though.
know
You
that
just
he's
don't
yours.
hearsay all this.
You know that's your baby. You need to stop.
Apparently, you're representing his entire family today.
Yes, Maury, I am. But our whole family knows. I mean, look at our whole
How
family
can you
knows
deny
that's
it?
his baby. How can you not?
It's all just been a mess since day one. Like just a month
So
after
that
I
means
met
that you don't have to be a father to your child?
Did I say
Yeah.
that?
That's what you've been doing.
Not really. I pay everything that he needs.
What does your family think?
Well, we all love the baby, and Beth, she's a great mother. But Daniel, he really needs to stop throwing it in her face. And
So there's
just-
no doubt that he's the father, right?
No, we don't think so. No.
All right.
He just says that to hurt her.
Why do you
To
think
hurt
he
our
wants to
family.
do that?
He's just being childish, immature.
Okay, if this is your child, are you still going to accuse her of cheating?
I mean, it's just everything's got to change. I mean, I'm done with all.
I have to change? What am I doing wrong? I take care of the kid all day. You need to change.
I can't solve that. I can only solve this, okay? In the case of 8-month-old Daniel Jr., Daniel, you are the father. Thanks for watching this dramatic DNA reveal. If you want to see more paternity stories, click here. And be sure to subscribe to be the first to know about all new DNA drama.